Welcome back to Squelch, the video game book club. I'm Dano.
I'm At-Arms.
And I'm STORMRAIGE, and it's too early without coffee, and I've made mistakes, but we are still here to remind you that Final Fantasy VI is a game that games are supposed to be fun.
This week, we raid Kefka's tower and finish the game. We did it, folks.
Huzzah.
We made it through Final Fantasy VI. It was great. It was wonderful. It was super fun. Next week, we are starting Dragon Age, the Veilguard. I made it work on my computer by unplugging hardware stuff, which is a really dumb way to make a video game work on your computer. Maybe think about that, EA. Like peripheries should be able to work on someone's computer as well as your game. And it wasn't like it was weird peripheries either. It was just a gamepad. But anyways, it works. So create your character, play through the quest, The Singing Blade. That took me about 4.5 hours, but I did kind of run around and do other things as well and kind of do the whole look at every nook and cranny.
So you're telling me I can do it in about 45 minutes?
I'm telling you could probably do it in about 45 minutes.
Nice. To be fair, the character creator will take you a bunch of time because there's a lot of options.
There
and a lot
are
of things you can mess around with. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is fun. Although I am going to say the characters look very chatified. Like every single character model looks like what if they were put like through like a Chad meme machine. It's weird, but it's fine. You do get to choose your background along as with your race, and that does have some like implications on, I think, like different like secondary powers. You could definitely tell that this was supposed to be an MMO that they didn't make. So like when you go through, you can be like, oh, I'm choosing a faction, and they're gonna be factions that I get like, you know, renowned with. Boy, that's your MMO-y. So you can definitely see they tried to make this an MMO, then decide not to make it an MMO. It's fine though. So I am playing an Elven warrior with the Grey Warden background. I've had fun so far. So
I'm doing a Elven rogue because I haven't done a rogue in any of the Dragon Age games, and I'm doing the Antivan Crow background. So we'll see what happens.
I haven't made or started this game yet. Out of curiosity, what does the import state look like? Do I have to go to a different website again to do I like pick my things? What do I do?
So there is no importing because, like I said, this was going to be an MMO. So because this was going to be an MMO, there couldn't be importing of world states anymore. They had to just choose a world state and make that the canonical world state. And so what you can do is you get to choose like a handful of things, like who was your Inquisition's like love interest? What was your final decision with Solus as the Inquisitor? Do you want to chase him down to kill them, or do you want to try to like make them a good guy again? And then you also get to remake what your Inquisitor looked like. So I would encourage you to take a screenshot of your Inquisitor first, and that so you know what they looked like, so you can rebuild them properly. Yes, Matt.
The problem is the Qunari look completely different in this game.
They do.
Like the Qunari look way different, so I could not import my Inquisitor from the game. So my Inquisitor looks like a twink version of my Inquisitor that I had from Inquisition.
Yeah, it's like, hey, remember how cool the Qunari looked in Dragon Age Inquisition? What if we like put them through an AI like Chad machine and made them look weirdly smooth? Like it. Yeah. They went from this cool, like, you know, craggy race that obviously is like, you know, very much, you know, rough and, you know, and then it's like, hey, now they're just like very, like, they're very like, weird looking.
You know how like Qunari had like cow horns in Dragon Age Inquisition? Now they look like tieflings, but the horns from tieflings are made of flesh.
So they're kind of like a middle ground between the Qunari in Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2 / Dragon Age Inquisition.
No, I would say they're like yassified, like Qunari, because the Qunari in Origins, they were like the
They were
Klingons
just
before they were
people.
Klingon. They were just people, right? They were just people
Yeah.
that were just people. These they still
They're
have
like
like the
TOS
same.
Klingons.
They still have the same characteristics in the Veilguard that they had in Inquisition, but instead everything is just smooth.
They just look more like
So-
people.
No,
That's my whole argument.
no, they look more like
So-
gray aliens. It's really weird.
So to extend your analogy even further to the point where it's like it doesn't make sense to anybody but you and me at
Okay.
this point.
Yeah.
In Origins, they're TOS Klingons.
Yep.
In Inquisition and Dragon Age 2, they're TNG Klingons. In
Yeah.
Inquisition, they're Discovery Klingons.
In the Veilguard, they're Discovery Klingons, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm just going to start my character creation while you guys are talking about this.
But anyways, yeah, we're playing Veilguard. It's fun. No importing. Yeah, it's don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about any importing or anything like that. So make a few questions. You answer a few questions. I don't know how that's going to kind of come up in the game. I assume our Inquisitors are going to make a like cameo for making our Inquisitor in the game, presumably.
Hashtag not my Inquisitor.
All right, let's go thank some patrons.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank.
Hey there, patrons and Twitch subs and our YouTube listener, Clyde. Thank you all so much for supporting our show. Your support keeps this podcast ticking. If you want to support the show, head over to twitch.tv/DanOPlay or patreon.com/squelch. We appreciate your support and appreciate your help keeping this podcast going.
This one's a real page turner.
Who are these characters we should care about? While you guys do laugh and shout, let's do a quick recap for you so you don't feel oh so blue.
Perfect. All right, one last time, our giant cast of characters from Final Fantasy VI. First up is Bannon. We didn't name Bannon, so Bannon died.
We got Celes. She put the team back together. She was in a coma for a year and nursed back to health by Sid. Sid died because he hates the taste of terrible tasting fish. Shocker.
I'm so sorry. We're 2 in and I'm already going to distract us. I watched a YouTube video that was titled like 7 Hidden Secrets in Final Fantasy VI because I was pretty curious. And admittedly, most of them, Dano, you have already referenced at one point or another. But one was the insanity of this math because there's so much more than just get fish that is actively being applied. He starts at a health bar of like 60. In order to get him live, you have to get him to 225. In order for him to die, he has to go to 30 or below. He loses 1 point basically every second or so. So you have to run. So it is about speed of getting fish and back to him. If you get a horrible fish, it is minus 30. So it can kill him immediately. If you get a normal fish or a bad fish, it has a 50-50 chance of hurting him or helping him. If you get the tier below excellent fish, there is a like 25% chance of it killing him. The only way to guarantee that it does not kill him is get good fish from the very first fish.
That's kind of love that. I love that if you just like run around and do other things, he just dies.
He just dies. Yeah.
Oh, someone put way too much thought into this thing. That would have been better if he just died. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, not about Sid. Cyan was catfishing a woman by pretending to be her dead boyfriend while sending her soaked flowers that he created himself. He's also one of the world's greatest swordsmen.
We got Edgar. He took the name of Gerard to infiltrate a group of thieves to find a way back into Figaro Castle and rescue his kingdom.
We got Gal. He's a feral child. He's hanging out in the Veld and is now back with the team after hanging out in the Veld and meeting his father and being disappointed.
That's really spot on.
Just in case anybody else is out there playing through and going, wow, I can't believe that I messed up Dano's instructions so bad. I forgot to get Gao. And I'll talk about it when we get to the end of the plot recap, because it was pretty funny.
Just in general, you forgot to go get him.
Yep. He was never on my team in the World of Ruin.
He's like, all right, well, whatever. I'm living my life as a feral child on the Veldt.
Next, we have Gogo, who's a mime who lives in the tum-tum of a massive creature called the Zone Eater. He doesn't say anything and copies other members of the party during combat, but you can also set those abilities, so you can just have him do the Grand Delta or Ultima, or basically just those two are the best abilities.
It's true. Oh me. Locke found the treasure to bring his dead girlfriend back to life, who was being kept fresh by a weird old man. She died again pretty much immediately after he brought her back to life.
But then we got the magic power to bring people back to life.
We did, but we didn't bring her back to life, though. She stayed dead.
Yeah. We got
Turns
Mog.
out not fresh enough, I guess.
Nah, I mean...
Yeah, that's the story.
You try to stay
that's
fresh.
Life, right?
You try to stay fresh in the end of the world.
I'm doing my best, Matt.
We got Mog, a dancing, talking Moogle who wields a spear. He's hanging out by himself in the Moogle cave. He joins us again and even suggests we bring along Amaro, the Yeti.
Then there is Sabin. He held up a house while Celis rescued a kid. Now he's helping Celis put the band back together. He is a monk, and he does Phantom Rush.
Setzer was sad and depressed until Celis showed up and helped him find his new dream of flying an airship, which is much different than his previous dream of flying an airship.
All right, we got Shadow. We rescued Shadow from the cave in the Veld. As soon as he was healthy, he went to fight in the Colosseum. And he rejoined us. He used to be a thief whose partner died on the job, whose name was Banham, I think. It was something weird.
Yep.
We asked Shadow to kill him. He asked Shadow to kill him, but Shadow couldn't. Shadow eventually found himself in Thalmasa, where he remained until his child Realm was born and abandoned her to her mother. He's a wonderful father. He left to become an assassin. He thought they would be better off without them. Oh, and his name is Clyde. He's Clyde, the ninja assassin.
And our YouTube listener.
Yeah.
Who we definitely didn't make fun of a lot last week. Oopsies.
We didn't. Don't worry, Clyde. We
Nope.
love you most.
Yep. Strago joined the cult when the world ended, and he thought Realm was dead. She snapped him out of it, and then lied to him so he would hunt the beast that eluded him when he was a young man. And now he knows a really good spell, so he's somewhat useful again.
As long as you killed his little friends first, otherwise he doesn't learn that spell at all.
That's true.
So, Realm is a mage who can draw monsters and make those drawings attack. She was painting a possessed painting owned by the richest man in Jador. We helped her destroy the painting.
Nice. We got Terra. She's believed she's powerless in this new world and is living with her parentless children of Mobliss. And a couple of teens are making bad decisions. She eventually gets her powers back, but she realizes the power of love is what is important. She's like a Huey Lewis song. She's like a Huey Lewis song.
She is. The power of love.
Next up is General Leo. We didn't name him, and he was an honorable bad guy, so he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Kefka is the bad guy. He's an overweight clown who ended the world. He wears orange makeup and has a weird haircut. He's also obsessed with a girl in her 20s, even though he is much older. Okay, he's not actually overweight. And he wears white clown makeup and not orange makeup.
We got Ultros, a purple talking octopus who now is a usher or a vendor or something in the Coliseum. He has a job in the Coliseum now. I'm glad he's moved on with, instead of annoying us, he actually has a real job.
I thought for sure he would be in this last section, and he was not.
Like he's just like
Man.
got a side gig.
Yeah.
No. After you kill Kefka, all of a sudden Ultros shows up, and he's like,
God,
"Yo, what's up?"
don't tempt me with goodness.
This goes to
Next
my
up, we have
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Umaro, he's a Yeti that lives deep in the caves under Narsh. Mog recruits Umaro to join the team by beating him up and making Umaro call him boss. It works. It's not problematic, but the good news is we never control him in combat. He just kind of does his own thing.
He does. I love it when he throws people at the bad guy. My favorite thing. My favorite part of this game. I don't care. I love it so much. Then there's Emperor Gastal. He was the emperor of the Southern Continent. We didn't name Emperor Gastal, so he died.
Nice.
Okay, it is time to raid Kefka's tower, but Celis and Strego are worried about what will happen when we destroy the Warring Triad. The Warring Triad is our world's connection to the Esper world, and if we destroy the Warring Triad, that might destroy the Espers in our world, and all magic might disappear. That seems worrisome, especially because Terra is part Esper. Oh well, have to go kill a bad guy. We put together 3 teams of 4. Do you remember your teams? Obviously, STORMRAIGE didn't use Gao.
Right? That is correct.
So,
yeah, I went with strategy that, in hindsight, was bad. I went with, what if I put all my best characters on one team?
Oops.
And then I can have that team go the main path, and then the others will be assisted by them. Turns out the team number 1 fights the literal least amount. So it did not go great for me. Team 1 was Terra and Celis and Sabin with his ultimate, and Locke, who I'd given the dragon boots to, so he was just jumping all around all the time. Then Team 2, I gave one useful player of Realm, and then so I had Realm, and I had not Strago. I had Realm, Shadow, Mog, and Umaru. Having not played Mog even once until this point, nor Umaro. Then group 3 was Strago and Gogo, who just copied Strago, which was the only reason that I was able to survive the rest of these fights. Cyan and someone else? Edgar.
Nice.
So I left Setzer on the ship because I never got the dice and I never figured out his stuff. And I was like, well, I could ask Dano, or I could look it up, or I could just leave him on the ship forever.
The dice you get in the final dungeon. So if you had brought Setzer, he could have used the dice because you get those pretty early on in the middle path. That's where you get the dice at. So if you'd brought him, like, I get not wanting to bring him since you didn't have the dice, but unbeknownst to you, you would have got the dice very early on, and he would have been very good then. But I think that was a wise choice not knowing that, because he is just bad kind of at everything without that, because he doesn't have great magic, and his special ability is terrible. So,
speaking of, on said YouTube video, are you aware that, I'm sure that you are, that you can have an entire armor set that is exclusively imp armor, and you can just equip every single one of your characters with this armor set that is terrible unless you are in imp form, and then you can one-shot Kefka if you have full imp armor on all of your people and they're all imps?
Yeah, so I had full imp armor on Setzer. So I gave Setzer full imp armor and then made him an imp and then gave him the fixed dice instead of the imp spear.
I remember doing it with Setzer, but apparently I didn't realize you could get enough of it for everybody in your squad. That was crazy to me.
Yeah, you just steal it from, like, there's some enemies that you steal it from, or that you can get it from when you kill them or something. That's how I got it. Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's so you can turn them into Setzers and put dragon boots on them, and then they have a spear, so they do double damage with the dragoon boots.
Matt, I imagine you made better decisions than I did.
I honestly don't remember. I know I had a team of Shadow, Realm, and Strago, and I think Mog, just to, like, kind of have, like, you know, all the family together, and then I think it was like a Terra and Locke and, like, a couple others, and I think I had And it was Celes, Locke, and I think the brothers, and on one team. And I think I had Terra, the Cyan, and a couple other people on the other one. I honestly don't remember. It honestly did not matter because I about halfway through I got annoyed with combat, so I just turned it off. And just took out the dragons and called it a day.
Nice.
So.
See, the problem with that theory for me is that you needed to have enough powerful characters to deal with the bosses on your way. And if you didn't level up basically anybody other than your starting 4, this fight got real tough.
Mm-hmm.
I split up my different like types of person. So I had my three main mages, which is Celes, Terra, and Realm. So they all three were on different groups. Realm was
That's smart.
my big hitter, so she had the double spell caster stuff on her. So it was then her, and then I had my 2 jumpy boys that had dragoon boots and dragon horn each. So that was my spear wielders of Mog and Edgar, because they do double damage with the spear with the dragoon boots, and that they had my jumpy boy stuff. And then I kind of split up my other big hitters. I wanted to make sure I had Locke in one group and Gogo in another, because you can give Gogo like thief. So I mean, I had 2 thieves, so I could steal stuff on both of them. Locke was rocking the 2 most powerful swords that I had, and then he would just use Mug with like he would Mug attack, so he would just swing in those 2 big swords. And then I split everything else up equally after that. So then I had Sabin, Gao, and a couple other just like decent characters. And then, like I said, I had Setzer with the fixed dice and full imp form, just going through, and then the attack 4 times thing, whatever the master scroll, I think is what it's called. So then he was rolling the dice 4 times and could do like upwards of 9,999 if you got lucky 4 times. And then had crazy defense as an imp.
Thank you for that tip. That was insane.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like you get 4 good rolls and all of a sudden things are just dead. It's great.
Yeah, and I had spent a bunch of time like fully kitting out like the characters, so I didn't like I rated at like my level was only like 30 something, the 31, 32 for most of my characters, but they all had the best gear. So like Amaro had his throw people stuff and the Blizzard Orb, and I had the fully kitted out imp and everything. So even though I was a lower level, they were all like had best gear, and so it wasn't super difficult.
Good for you.
All right, so Kefka has been hard at work building his tower when he took control of the Warring Triad by moving 2 of the statues a few feet to the left and right. He not only set off natural disasters all over the world, he also gained control of the Light of Judgment, a giant laser thingy that he used to destroy towns and cities that didn't worship him. He summoned all that debris and combined it with what was left of the city of Vector and built a tower and named the tower after himself. Can you imagine being so conceited? I mean, who would do such a thing? You would have to be really obsessed with yourself to put your name on a giant building.
Dano, you're funny.
The tower is very much a steampunk nightmare with red flashing lights, conveyor belts everywhere, and entrances and exits built into the very stone of the magical tower. What's up, Matt?
It's very reminiscent of the tower in Vector, right? Like it's like literally like the base of it is just straight up Vector, right?
Yep. So 3 teams land in different parts of the tower, and just like other situations where we need multiple parties, they need to work together to advance throughout the tower. So for this situation, you want to make sure you are spreading the wealth equally amongst those 3 parties. Don't just have like your one super party and then expect them to do all the work while the other 2. That'd be silly. Who would do such a thing?
Would be a bad idea. And let me tell you, Realm was the MVP.
She's good, right? I mean, like her abilities are terrible, but
good.
then like her casting is just crazy.
Yeah.
So Kefka's Tower is all about the bosses you encounter. Well, it's also like a giant maze with sweet loot that you can pick up along the way, but that's not very interesting pod. So it's just kind of like a giant boss rush. It's very cool. It's like very much like this is a very neat end of the game where it's not just like finish game, fight boss. It's very much you have to work through it. And what's very cool about this game is you can work through this like a bit at a time. You can like attack the tower, retreat, attack the tower, retreat. So you can like just use teleport to get out at any point, which I think is a very neat like way to kind of deal with this giant dungeon. So yes,
man.
Stormrage. I think
You ever just realize that you play a game so wrong, it's borderline impressive how you managed to get through?
Yeah. I just changed my best good. I just want to be clear about that. That's what I'm doing just now. Cause like I love it so much. So first up was the Ultima Buster. So we have 3 groups and they go on 3 completely different paths. And along those paths, they encounter different bosses. Party 1 does encounter the least amount of bosses. I think just 1 boss maybe.
Yep.
The other 2 encounter many more bosses.
They sure do.
So if you were putting together a super party, it would probably be wiser to put them in like group 2 or 3 and definitely not group number 1.
Yeah, it probably would not be wise to have like the group that ends up facing the most bosses consist of 1 useful person and 3 people that die on the first hit every single fight.
All right, so first boss up is the Ultima Buster. It's the Ultima weapon again, but he has like a bit of a glow up, a cool new color palette. He still talks to us. He's a neat looking guy. The next is the Gold Dragon, so one of the 8 super dragons, and it's just a golden brontosaurus. It's very jarring.
It's weird.
It's like
It's a dragon. No, it's a brontosaurus.
It's a brontosaurus.
What?
Like. Then it's Inferno, very similar to number 128. That was a boss we fought earlier in the game, which has a main body and then 2 arms that will cast Delta attack when all 3 are still intact. Instead of its hands, it has blades. It looks very cool, but it's not a super difficult fight. Just take out one of the blades or both of the blades and then concentrate on the main body until it revives that. And then just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, super easy fight here.
Then the Skull Dragon, the last of the 8 dragons we need to kill in order to get the final Esper. The Skull Dragon is an undead dragon, which means Matt probably used a Phoenix Down on it.
It's not an undead, according to the wiki.
Ooh.
It is just a straight up. It is not undead, so Phoenix Down would not work.
Nice, good to know. It very much is a skeleton, though.
Yeah, but it just. But the type says none on the wiki, so it would not.
Yes, the elemental type of none skulls. Yes, of course.
I mean, you could try it. I didn't. I just nuked it with Ultima 3 times and called it a day. Like that's what happened.
Then there's the Guardian. It's a big laser tank that apparently we have fought before. Then we couldn't do damage to it. I have no memory of this.
Same.
So I don't know. The wiki said that you could fight this thing before. I've never fought it before. It was just a big tank. You killed a big tank. That was it. I'm sure it was easy for everyone except for Stormrage.
Correct.
And then each group has to fight 1 member of the Warring Triad. So we do have to kill the Warring Triad. Each of the 3 groups kills 1 more member of it. So the first up is the Fiend. It has 2 phases. The first phase, it does crazy cold damage. And in the second phase, it is very, very difficult to hit. The second of the Warring Triad is the Goddess. This boss has inherent haste and will counter all normal attacks. It will also cause a party member to attack teammates and has an annoying zombie spell. The Goddess is a hassle to fight. A super hassle to fight. Because, the zombie spell, this boss is super hard. And then there's the demon.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. Because, you have to, unless you are correctly relicked for this one, which I wasn't because I had my relics split up amongst the groups, the zombie thing will catch someone off guard, and then you have to clear, they were attacking each other weakly. And then when you clear that, then they have 1 hit point left, so they're very likely to die. And then also there is the unstoppable, hey, you have to attack one of your party members. And so if it's your mage or something like that, it can be super brutal. So then you have to clear that as well. So it's constant clearing of these debuffs.
Now, the good news is if you are somebody that, I don't know, maybe has only enough equipment for like one party at a time, you can unequip everything from party 1 and then re-equip it to party 2 when they fight, and then unequip and then re-equip. And maybe you have to do that because otherwise all of your characters die immediately. And maybe you wish, oh, I should have gotten more loot throughout the rest of this game.
Then there's the demon. He does big AoE spells. We'll cast stop, and if stop works, we'll use blaster that kills the stop party member. So kind of annoying. Not the end of the world since it's singular and you can kind of deal with that, but not ideal either. Once we get through the Warring Triad, we are finally to Kefka. All 3 groups get to Kefka at the same time, and we have a chance, to reform our groups, which I'm sure Stormrage was excited about. Here's where I messed this up. I assumed each group would fight during a different phase. So I kind of I thought, okay, the first phase will be the least powerful, and then we'll go through. And so I set up a very weak party to start the fight. So that's not how it works. So what happens is you create your parties, and then that first party starts, and then as if like a party member is dead at the end of a phase, the next person in that slot slots in. And so let's say you had a mage, you want another mage person to slot in. I didn't do that. I didn't know that's how that worked. Yes, Matt.
No, so it works you have your starting 4, and then it has a numbered list of characters.
Matt, you gotta get closer to your
microphone. Okay, never mind. So it starts with your base 4, and you have a numbered list of characters after that, and it slots in. Okay, all right, one of them knocked out, so 5 goes in, and another one gets knocked out. Now 6 goes in. So it follows that order instead of a party position order, which is
And I will say, Dano, I also thought that it would be the way that you described. So I went, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm not going to start off with the best, most powerful party. I'm going to spread things around. Didn't work out. Did not work out.
So let me just get this straight. So during the part where you wanted to have a spread out party, you had a very condensed party. And
that is correct, yes.
The part where you wanted to have a condensed party, you had a very spread out party.
Also correct, yes.
So what you managed to do was from the beginning of this game to the end of this game, you did everything wrong.
That is correct. Yeah.
Love this. I love this, and I love it so much. So this led to me and Stormrage having very scuffed groups, but it was a fun surprise and a neat way to engage a large group. So I had just started with very weak group that, it was Gogo was in it. I think it was Strago, Gogo, Sabin, and maybe Locke or something. I don't remember, but it was very much
mine
Gogo,
wasn't quite that bad. I started with, thankfully, so I put my 2 most powerful and my 2 weakest, and then my 2 weakest died, and then they got replaced. It ended up working out because I put Realm in group 2 and then Strago in group 3, and Realm just slotted in. So I actually got really lucky with some of the ordering after my first 2 died.
I remember what mine was. So it was Strago, Gogo, Sabin, and Mog. So Mog was my jumpy boy, and Mog, jumpy boy, powerful. And then luckily with Strago casting Ultima and Sabin doing his ultimate blitz, Gogo was then very useful. So really the only miss for Gogo was if he would got on the cycle with Mog and was jumping, but it still wasn't bad because then he'd get out of the way of damage and stuff. Gogo did die. And then Shadow slotted in, but luckily I had bought the most powerful shurikens that you can use for him. So then Shadow was also pretty powerful. And then, so that was also fine as well. So, cause the throw is pretty good. So yeah, Matt.
The first time I did this, I accidentally hit the button to start the attack after putting in just 4 characters.
Oh,
so I had no backup going through the entire fight the first time. I almost did it. I almost made it.
Yeah, I only lost 1 character throughout the whole fight. So, so I finished it with my 3 of my starting 4 and then Shadow. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's not, well, I'm glad all the heavy hitters are on the bench. So you actually fight your way up to the apex of the tower. So there's a 4-tier fight. So tier 1 is Visage, a giant angry demon face looking dude with a long arm and a short arm. This fight isn't crazy difficult, but once its hit point reaches about a quarter, it will start to inflict Petrify on party members and then cast Quake if you had destroyed both of its arms. So careful with that. Tier 2 is Machine, Tiger, Magic, and Power. Machine is a Magitech boss. It does all the Magitech stuff, so it uses lasers and bombs and those kind of attacks. Apparently, you can kill it with level 5 death, which is really funny. Like, it's just not immune to level 5 death. So if you had Strago in your team and cast level 5 death, it worked. Magic casts spells. Power does physical attacks. Tiger is the most dangerous of all the bosses in tier 2 and does crazy fire stuff. Does like Firaga and Flare, and then inflicts zombies with a special attack. And so it's just kind of a brutal little boss guy. Tier 3 is Lady and Rest. This is a crazy cool fight. So Lady is weak to all elements, but also absorbs all elements, which means you heal her a lot with any elemental spell. And then if you kill Rest, Lady will revive him. Rest uses elemental attacks that hit the entire battlefield. So both your party and Lady, and such as elemental attacks, those heal Lady, which I think is really cool and really fun. Yeah, Stormrage.
Ultima still kills.
Yep, because it's non-elemental. So honestly, a lot of this is like negated. The coolness is negated because if you have Ultima, you just use Ultima. Because Ultima
That's
is
what I did
bonkers.
for this entire tower. I just
Ultima is
spammed Ultima.
Same.
Yeah. So very cool boss that if you have Ultima is negated because you don't have to deal with it because you just like cast Ultima. Yeah, man.
You know what's really good? You know what's really good? Dual casting Ultima with Realm and then having Go copy it.
I imagine that'd be very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Strago casting Ultima and Go copying that, and that was good because Realm was on the bench because I did a bad job with my party. And then finally we have tier 4, which is Kefka. Kefka is now super buff. Like Kefka done like, hit the gym while he was waiting for us. He is now purple for some reason, has elf ears and angel wings. The fight starts with Kefka reducing the party's hit point to 1, and then he will use powerful elemental skills with a special physical attack. Once his hit point is down to 32,000, he will move to the second phase, which involves high non-elemental unblockable damage. And then the final phase involves Kefka casting Meteor and Forsaken, which is that physical attack, over and over until you kill him. How'd the fight with Kefka go for you guys?
Not a problem at all.
Yeah, not terrible for me because I ended up accidentally getting my 4 best by the time the Kefka fight rolled around. And so I just used Ethers to get all my MP back and then spammed Ultima and fight win.
Yeah, I ended with a Sky Strago, who was fine because he's still like the 4th best mage in the group and had Ultima. And then Shadow with the really powerful shurikens, which bypasses defense. So like you get full so he was dealing about 5,000, 6,000 per throw. And then Sabin was doing his ultimate blitz, which is around 6,000. And then Mog doing like crazy jumpy things. So he was doing crazy damage as well. So even like my quote unquote scuffed party was still very good and handled it without too much problem. But I would have melted Kefka with my best party. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you just beat Final Fantasy VI, but I've got some bad news for you. Kefka's tower was held together by magic, and all the magic in the world is gone. Time to run away. Before they can start to exit the tower, Terra transforms into her Esper form and then collapses. Esper after Esper flies into the air and disintegrates. It looks like Strago's hypothesis is correct. The world has lost its magic, and now that the Warring Triad is destroyed. Terra struggles to her feet and tells the party that she will use the last of her power to lead them out of the tower. Before her father's magicite disappears, he tells her that the Espers will disappear from the world and her along with them. unless the human part of her feels something strong enough for her to survive as a human. The team then flees Kefka's tower via the power of quip and one-liners, just barely getting to the Falcon in time. Terra takes to the air and leads them through the falling debris, but during the escape, she falls from the sky as the Esper part of her dies. Setzer puts the Falcon into a nosedive to try and catch up to her. Smash cut to mobiles. Katarine and her deadbeat baby daddy are in their house with the rest of the children. Then all of a sudden they hear Terra's voice. Terra tells Katarine and the children to not give up hope and that she won't either. Back on the Falcon, Terra is unconscious on the bow of the ship. Setzer managed to catch her. Terra is in her human form. Her connection to the children of Mobiles was strong enough to allow her to live. The game flashes back to Mobiles, and Katarina has her baby surrounded by the children. Dwayne was in the other room while the baby was being born, as if the father can't be present for the birth of the child. While the boys and the girls were all in the room with Katarine, so honestly, I think we can just assume that Dwayne really sucks. Terra waves down to them from the airship. The returners travel the world, watching people rebuild, and plants begin to grow now that Kefka and the warring triad is destroyed. Fiend.
Now, I imagine that you mentioned that we escape through the power of quips and one-liners. So there's, during the credit scene, there are like a series of little vignettes where it has like Celis played by Celis, and then it has a short scene with Celis doing something. Then it has Locke played by Locke. Very, very silly. If you don't recruit somebody, like, let's say you forget to recruit Gao because you think, well, I don't really want to go farm all the things in the Veld, so, like, why do I need him? During that scene, it'll pop up with his picture, and then it'll just pan across an empty field with no one and nothing, and then go to the next person. So it's got a 10-second clip that it has to show you of literally nothing happening.
That rules.
Nope. Sucks to be Gao, apparently. Abandoned by his father, abandoned by Stormrage.
Oopsies.
I mean, still not the worst dad in the game.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's inaccurate. I think throwing your child out into the Veld and then refusing to acknowledge his existence is worse than leaving your child with their grandfather who loves them very much. I do think that Gao's father is worse than Shadow.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Munch, munch.
What's our first good Stormrage?
So last week we gave Cyan a lot of shade, rightfully so. But apparently, if you go back to the woman who Cyan has been writing to, pretending to be her dead boyfriend, you can have a conversation with her where she will say, I knew that the letters were fake the entire time, but it was still nice to read them, and I knew that they weren't written by my boyfriend. If only I could thank the person that wrote them. And if Cyan's in your party, he'll be like, we need to just move on with our lives. So, like, it's still real weird, but at least both of them are weirdos. So, like, that feels better that they've written that into some degree.
I love that she's like, yeah, I knew he was dead all along, but, like, that new guy is kind of hot, too. What's our not so good, Matt?
Our not so good is Clyde. Clyde decides after killing Kefka that he's just gonna go, like, find a corner in the tower to let it collapse on him and die. Like, you know, you could have just, like, you know, hey, you know, Realm, I'm your dad, and I want to try to make a life with you, or hey, like, you know, try to live your life instead of just choosing to die in a tower collapse. It's just wild to me. I don't understand. I don't understand.
If he doesn't want to be present, I think it's better to like, not tell her if he doesn't want to be present, right?
Yeah.
Then he'd be like, hey, I'm your dad, and here I go.
Bye.
And then like
Yeah.
the rest of her life, she's like, he knew me and didn't want to be around me. Like, how bad do I suck? Well, it's really
Right?
a him problem. So
It really
agreed.
100% is yeah, Shadow sucks, honestly. Just choosing to I could easily just walk away from this tower and be Shadow for the rest of my life in this new world that is like coming in from this. No, I'm just gonna die in the collapse because I feel like it.
I could be better in this new world, but I don't want to be better. So I'm just going to this is at the end of me.
Yeah. What's the not so good? Or what's the best good? I'm sorry.
The best good was gonna be Final Fantasy VI's peak 90s gaming, but actually the best good is how incredibly wrong from opening credits till ending credits Stormrage managed to play this game wrong. Like
Yeah.
from the jump, he just did like everything backwards. Everything. He didn't even accidentally get something right. He just managed to accidentally do everything wrong. Like, the odds should have said you did at least one thing right. You didn't. You didn't. You just did it all wrong. And I think that made the game even more fun.
For us, at least.
Correct.
And you still got through the game, though. You got through the game. You did it.
I did.
He asks
never
each
find God.
traveler 5
Well,
questions.
Gauss.
3 questions. 3 questions.
Matt, what did you like about the game?
I really enjoyed the puzzle in the tower, like the switch between 3 parties to like step on switches and make your way into the tower. I really enjoyed that tremendously. Gives you like that final, you have all the teams working together. You have this gigantic cast of characters working together and do something cool and get it to the final boss. And I love that. I wish more games did this. Why can't more games do this? Stormrage, what are you liking so far?
I really like the idea of the final fight being just like climbing up this giant tower as we kill more and more things on our way to Kefka, and to kind of see what Kefka had become. And I thought it was pretty fun. Dano, how about yourself?
So, Final Fantasy VI uses its party members in ways that we have begged Dragon Age and Mass Effect to do. So the way that party members can sub in throughout the final fight and how each team has its own struggles to overcome in the final dungeon is super cool. Like we've played a number of these RPGs now over the past year or so where we have these really cool parties with our super cool friends. And it always ends up being, just have your couple best friends and lean on them and then don't worry about the rest. I thought it was so cool how in this game, it wasn't about your best friends. It was about the entire group being a team and working through it together. Loved that, and I wish we had that in more games. Matt, what'd you struggle with?
I struggled with the fact that I hit a wrong button in the first time I attempted the fight, and I got down to Celis and Locke, and I almost got there. I was so close to getting there with just those two doing all the fighting. I think Terra and it might have been, Terra and Sabin died in one of the last bits of the fight, or leading up to Kefka, but I had Terra and Locke left, and I almost got there, and it was so close.
That's awesome.
What are you struggling with, Stormrage?
This game asks a lot. I've obviously kind of been not played this game optimally in a number of different ways, but the fact that you need 12 feasible party members that don't share XP, that don't share AP, that you have to grind out each individual member for, it's rough. I was able to barely get by with 4x XP, 4 times AP, and I'm imagining playing this without the Pixel Remaster. I'm imagining playing this the way that Dano did, and a part of me dies just knowing how much time that must have taken. Dano, what are you struggling with?
It was a lot of walking around the Dino Forest, leveling characters up is what it was. So the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster does not include the Dragon's Den from the Game Boy Advance version of the game, where after you kill the 8 legendary dragons, a new dungeon opens up where you get to fight more powerful versions of the 8 dragons, along with a new ultimate dragon. And then within this new dungeon, each member of the party can also gain a new ultimate weapon for them to use. That sounds amazing. I want that so much. I'm so sad it doesn't include that. I would pay actual real money for some modder to go out there and make an ancient cave. So ancient cave in Lufia 2 was like the ultimate dungeon. It went from level 1 to level 99 and you needed to get to the bottom. It was just bonus content you did not have to engage with. It was also an SNES game. I would kill for someone to make an ancient cave for Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster or any Final Fantasy VI that I could then go in and like grind out like and play with all the characters through a level 1 to level 99 dungeon. Please, someone do that for me. Like, I'm begging you, Clyde, our YouTube listener, you have to do that for me. Like, I'm so sad that like I beat the game and that's the end of the game. Like, give me this. I want that so bad.
So you're saying you want like the painted tower from like Expedition 33, where eventually you fight like Simon or whoever, right?
Yeah,
like that boss rush mode or whatever.
Yeah. I want
33.
like a dungeon. I want like a full dungeon with new bosses and like that I could keep on like cause my characters ended on like level 30, level 35, level 36 after like getting through the Kefka's tower. So like I have so much more level to gain. So it's like I want so much more, but it's not there. Matt,
I was level 52.
Matt, what surprised you about the game?
How hopeful and happy the ending is. Like, everything's growing back. People are having children. The crew literally flies off to the sunset. It is so good. It's my favorite ending of a Final Fantasy game, hands down.
It was the 90s, right? We're like, hey, everything's going to be just fine.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I needed that. It was perfect. I loved it. What surprised you, Stormrage?
I would not have been able to beat this game if it were not for the shield that I grinded last week on podcast, because I just, every single fight, it would go, all right, it either goes to Realm or Strago in the other group, and I would just bounce it back and forth, and it meant that Realm, by and large, couldn't really be killed, except for in a few fights or in a few instances here or there, and it carried me the entire way through, and I am very grateful that last week I just kept on grinding, because not only did it give me the shield, but it also gave all of my mages Ultima by grinding through that enough, and so I think it ended up working out pretty great.
I love that so much.
Dano, what surprised you?
It was so much more quippy than I remembered. I remember this game as when I played this as a teen. I remember it being so much more darker and gritty than it actually was. It's a very quippy, campy game. Like, there are dark moments to it, but it's very much balanced out by just like the quippiness and silliness of it all, right? Like, Cyan literally is making silk flowers and sending it to a lady and is like, we must both move on. And like, they have a literal like dress up sequence from like a 90s rom-com with Gao. And like Locke is keeping his ex-girlfriend fresh. It's so silly. And then the entire exit through as they like leave the dungeon, it's them like having campy little like, oh, I'm falling, quick, save me with that crane. It's just so silly. Really great.
That also surprised me, because I completely forgot about the fact that like once you kill Kefka and leave the scene, the game just takes over, and it's just cutscenes from then on out, and it's like, all right, and it's like, and it's so much fun. It's great. I love it. It's part of why I love it so much.
Yeah.
Let's get salty!
All right, so I'm up first with Ghost Girl Blues. Ghost Girl.
Are you sure you don't want me to take this one?
No, I got this one. So
Okay.
32.6 hours in the last 2 weeks, 83.9 hours on record. Classic for a reason. The cream of 2D pixel era crap. A story about a clown ruining everything. Too real.
Mm-hmm.
Matt,
We
take
got
the next one,
Rytek.
please.
We got
I can take this
Ritex.
one.
No,
I mean,
no, you're
you-
good.
No, you're good.
This is for
Okay.
Matt.
You're good.
Okay.
We got Ritex, who has the picture of the Agent Smith from the Matrix as his profile as their profile picture. They used the advanced translation, which is superior overall, but doesn't have the best set of Kefka's iconic lines. Son of a submariner, they'll pay for this.
And then Stormrage, if you could take this last one here.
Oh, but this last one has your name on it. Are you sure you don't want to say it?
No, you can. I think you can read it. Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
weird for me to read
All
it.
right. All right. Well, this is written by Dano Play, who has 63.3 hours on record. People keep saying the world of Ruin is rigged, and Kefka's judgment of light screws them over. Turns out there might be some merit to it. I hate conspiracy theories a lot, but the Warring Triad has a patent describing how it destroys worlds to increase revenue. A rabbit hole worth exploring.
A rabbit hole worth exploring?
Do you ever think about the people that come across these and then, like, in the real world are like, what does
I
this
do.
mean?
I do, and I part of me hopes that like at least one of them clicked on it to see other reviews, because the only reviews I have ever done are those reviews with the exact same thing. So part of me I hope that at least one person out there has clicked on it and been like, what? Wait, what? What is this guy doing? Oh, I hope so, at least.
Game reviews. Game reviews.
Stormrage, you want to get us started?
Yeah. Final Fantasy VI is iconic for very good reasons. It is a cornerstone for all JRPGs. If not for it, and, well, the other Final Fantasies, who knows where we would be as far as gaming goes. I wish I had played this game as a kid so I could look at it through the nostalgia that I think it truthfully deserves. There's some characters and some fun story moments, but a lot of mechanics that rely on a dedicated amount of time that I just couldn't give this game. At the end of the day, I appreciate what it led to, even if I didn't love the journey itself. I'm glad I got to play it in the way that you're glad you read a classic novel. It might not be the most enjoyable, but it's still wonderful to watch how people work with the tools that they have. I won't be coming back to it, but that's okay. Had I not had Dano and Matt, I would have bounced off of it pretty fast. But thanks to these two friendos, I had a pretty good time talking through it and learning how each week I could possibly mess up Dano's very clear instructions for that week.
Do you want to give us your final rank of the game now, or do you want to wait till we're all done with our reviews?
Yeah, I'll go. My final rank is that it is outside of my top 10.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Matt?
All right, so this game is the pinnacle of JRPGs in this era, in like the SNES era specifically. The cast is excellent, the story rules, and honestly, Kefka's the best villain. I love Kefka. How much of it's nostalgia? Probably a large amount of it. Still holds up for me. It's like reading a good book you loved as a child and kind of like coming back to it and being like, I remember this. This was great. It's the same with a lot of the emotional scenes. There's a lot to interpret and a lot from the feelings you had when you first played this game. When you first time you played this game when you were like 13 years old, 14 years old. Maybe younger. The game itself suffers from a lot of the problems the 90s video games had in general, where nothing is really explained. It's up to you to figure it out. And when this is your video game for the year, guess what you did? You figured it out because you played the crap out of it. I'm glad I had a chance to play with y'all because, there's times I've replayed this game and fell off at different points, especially the floating island is usually where I fall off on this game. The remaster remake is amazing. The quality of life features made it completely approachable and it'll ease a lot of the problems the original had. I'm looking forward to exploring the other Final Fantasy games independently and probably do a replay of my favorites. I have a sneaking suspicion that explaining the job systems of Stormrage and Final Fantasy V will never happen. The thing that Pixel Remaster really makes me mad about is Chrono Trigger. The fact that there's still versions of Chrono Trigger that are just terrible and they can't come out with it's free money, Square. Just make a Pixel Remaster of Chrono Trigger. I will buy it. I know several people who probably would buy it as well. Just do it. come on, just Chrono Trigger. It's the 30 years just happened last year. Let's just do it. I love this game. It was a great game. I love it. It's still one of my favorites. I put it in on my list overall. I put it in at number 7, slotted it in at number 7, right above where Chrono Trigger was, mainly for the port, and it's just below Life is Strange.
So this game lived large in my memory as the best RPG ever created. And while the game was not as grand as I remembered, it is still an amazing work of video gaming that I think is rarely achieved in modern games. The party is large. They have diverse abilities that each shine in different ways and at different times. And I was honestly bummed that I couldn't bring all of them into the final dungeon. The story itself remains fantastic, from the linear nature of the World of Balance to the open world search of the World of Ruin. The game has just enough optional content that it feels full, but not so much where it feels like you're just doing stuff to do stuff. I also love that you can raid the final boss tower before actually doing the final attack. It's almost like a loot extraction game before that was a thing, and I wish there was something other RPGs would lean into even harder. The stories of the characters weave well into the main story, and it doesn't feel like you have to go far out of your way to learn the background of the party. Terra, Celis, and maybe Locke are probably the main characters, but at the same time, no one is. Characters like Gogo, Umbaro, and Mog are certainly secondary, but they are honestly just as interesting as everybody else, maybe even more so because of their mystery. In the end, this game isn't as grand as I remember, but it is still quite fantastic, and I'm very glad we revisited it. For me, this game landed in 5. So it was tied with Dragon Age Inquisition, below Dispatch, and then above Mass Effect 3. So that's where it landed for me. Next week, we Veil the Guards and Dragon Age, the Veilguard. If you are looking for our full ranks, we will be doing that at the end of this episode, and that will go up for free on Patreon. So go over to patreon.com/squelch if you want to listen to all of that. It'll be free for anyone, regardless if you're a patron or not. So thank you all so much for listening. Thanks to our Twitch subs, patrons, and our YouTube listener, Clyde, for patronizing us. You can find the link to our Discord and links to support the podcast in the description of this episode.
And Final Fantasy VI is a game, and games are meant to be fun.
Yeah. And don't forget, if there's a clown that tries to take over the world, maybe stop him before he becomes a literal god. Baby.
This is the end of this show. Everybody bye!
So that seals it. I'm naming my Antivan Crow Assassin Clyde.
It's such a good idea. I'm so sad I didn't think about that. Oh, bummer. Oh. That was a fun game.
I think I'm just gonna try to recreate Bethany Hawk as my rook as close as I can.
I like
Because
that idea.
I still think about like the characters in Dragon Age 2, and I'm so mad they didn't have a bigger role in Dragon Age Inquisition. There's so many fun characters.
Yeah, it's still fascinating to me that they didn't go revisit them again. Like, so I started playing it, and we'll talk about this next week, but like, I'm already annoyed. Because Dragon Age 2 was, I honestly think they believe Dragon Age 2 was a bad game. I do believe that. I don't think the game wasn't bad. It just kind of struggled a little bit from a repetitive nature of locations. Like, if they did a better job of, like, instead of, like, you just returning to the same places over and over again and then new doors opening up, if you return to those locations and was at a new location at those locations, that game would be one of the great RPGs. It was...
Yeah.
The story was fantastic. The characters were amazing. The only part of that game that was not great was the locations were repetitive because you return to the same locations over and over again, but a locked door would now be unlocked. That's boring. But it still managed to not be boring because of how much fun the combat was and how amazing the characters were. Like, they managed to take something that should have been an absolute game killer and managed to make it a minor annoyance because of how good everything else was.
See, this is where I disagree with you on Dragon Age 2 because I love just staying in Kirkwall the entire time.
Oh, no, I think we
Like,
stay in
the
Kirkwall. No, I'm agreeing with that. I'm just saying, like, within Kirkwall, you'd go back to that mountain and you'd go to that same mountain location and you'd go within that same cave, and within that cave, a door that was locked before would now be unlocked, and then you just go down that. That's the problem. I love staying in Kirkwall. I think that's amazing. I love that. No, I'm not saying that at all. So.
You're saying we're like the maps, like the different like area maps where like you're in this like so and so's hideout, but it's really the same hideout we've seen 3 times.
Yes.
But one door is closed and one door is open. Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
anyway,
I'm saying.
next week we're playing Dragon Age 2 again.
You know what? I'm down for it.
I've played Dragon Age 2 multiple times. I love Dragon Age 2. I absolutely love Dragon Age 2.
It's my favorite combat in the series so far.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's I'm
excited to play
disappointed at
Veilguard.
what they've done with Dragon Age. I don't know.
I don't know. The first time I played Veilguard, I quite enjoyed the combat on the controller. It was very fun.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it's as good as Dragon Age 2 though. No. But yeah, anyways, next week, Veilguard. If you want to listen to us give our full rankings, head over to patreon.com/squelch. It'll be free there for anyone who wants to listen to that. And thank you all so much, and we'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.